Hello everyone, welcome to Motovlog on my channel. My name is Marshall3498, and on today's Motovlog, thanks car, what I'd like to talk about is motorcycle related as usual, and that topic is about another new bike. Sorry for all this kind of podcast motovlog form, but it's really topics that I think I'm interested in, mainly other people. That topic is something that was released at EICMA Milan in Italy, I do believe it is, and that is a very exciting kind of small to mid-sized dual sport that Kawasaki has only given teasers about. And one thing I know about this bike for sure is it will be unfortunately a 2026 model, not in the year coming up of 2025. But hear me out, there's good stuff. From what I can tell, and from a lot of speculation and videos I've watched, it's the KLE, but a new version KLE, not the old one from the previous generation. However, whenever that bike was made, I don't know. I wasn't riding motorcycles then, and I was probably like barely in high school. So I digress. So from what I can tell, it is at least a twin-cylinder, liquid-cooled. You can see by the thing. I'll put a link to a video I was thinking about it in the description below, so you can kind of see it more in person than just hear me talk about it on a motovlog. But from what I can tell, the bike's going to use the same 500, even though it's labeled a 500, and it's really like a 460 newly updated motor from the Ninja, which used to be the Ninja 400. Now it's engine Ninja 500 because pollution and Euro 5 Plus having to meet that. So they had to up the displacement a little bit, get the same amount of power. So that's what they did. Anyways, but this new KLE is a twin cylinder. From what you can see out of the header pipes, I'm pretty sure it would be 500 motor, like out of the Ninja, like I said. And the real cool part about it, it's a 21-inch front wheel, spoke wheel. But that's kind of all we know at the point. We don't know price, we don't know seat height, we don't know suspension travel. Although you can kind of tell from the picture, it is a pretty good amount of suspension travel. I'd say it's at least 200 millimeters if I had to guess, because it's an upside down fork. You can see the bottom of the fork leg and a little bit of the bottom of the bike. And the guy that did a video about it, you know, kind of a press guy on Bike World, I do believe, British guy, he did say if you look over top of it, there's a big rally tower thing. So think like this. Okay, you don't want a KTM 390 Adventure because you're not a KTM fan. So you're a fan of Japanese bikes, more like I am. So without getting a Tenere and spending more money and a heavier, more powerful bike, you can get a cheaper, a little smaller, maybe a little bit lighter, a little bit less top heavy than the Tenere, and you know, have enough power to do. I wouldn't say you'd want to travel around the world on the 500, but you know, you could make a trip or two on it pretty easy, I do believe, at, you know, highway speeds, interstate, whatever you call it, and still be decently okay. So you got enough power to handle, you know, the bike loaded down for a trip, for an adventure bike trip and all that. So that's all well and dandy. And it is a spoke front 21, so we don't know if it's an 18-inch or 17-inch rear, but it would be nice if it was an 18-inch rear, so it would kind of share the same size, like wheel and tire combo as like the new KTM 390 Adventure R. That bike now has a 21-inch front wheel instead of 19. But you know, as long as the bike is decently off-road based, you know, like I said, around 200 millimeters suspension travel, maybe it's more like a 70-30 bike, meaning 70% on-road and 30% off-road. And that would probably, you know, for most of the American market, people who use that would be their only bike. They would commute back and forth to work on it, ride on the weekends, and do some adventure riding on it. That would probably, you know, I'd say that would probably please most people. And from, you know, the lower tier bikes now, there's more and more bikes in the lower price point and the Kawasaki's as well, of having TFT screens. I bet you it ends up having one, or at least a better dash than the new Gen 3 KLR. So we'll see. I'm sure maybe it'll have at least tunable ABS to turn the ABS off in the rear. We can only hope for that kind of stuff. If nothing else, that would be decent enough to suit most people. And you just don't know, but that looks like an exciting motorcycle. And I think if Kawasaki puts the right parts on that bike and prices it right, you know, I'd say it's probably about the same price as a KLR, say $8,500 US dollars before all the add-ons from dealer prep and taxes and all that. I'd say it would do really well at that price point, because it'd be just a little bit more money than a smaller dual sport, but not like, you know, 12,000 like a Tenere 700. And it would do well at that price for what all it should come with. We shall see. But it's exciting even for me. Like, I love this little Honda 300L, but I feel like after a couple years of riding it and, you know, getting to be ride off-road a little more, I feel like that'd be my next step. Bike's not really expensive. It doesn't cost a lot of money. And I think it would make a really good mid-tier bike and a good compromise bike for most people. Because as I've learned in the whole adventure bike thing, you know, you kind of, to be better off-road, it kind of has to be a little bit worse on the road. It's really hard to find that unicorn, you know, happy medium. Who knows? I don't really know. But I do know that, you know, it should be a fun bike for most people. And I'm excited to see maybe Kawasaki, you know, in the next 2 or 3 months, when the, you know, riding year coming up for the next season after Christmas and stuff, maybe they'll introduce more stuff about it and let everybody know what they're going to be putting out. Who knows? But it's an exciting time just to see what all happens and all that. So on that, guys, trying to watch this car because they're looking that way and not this way, the way they're fixing to pull out. I cannot stand it when people do that. But on that, guys, that's about all I got for today's motovlog. If you've not already done so, ride safe, have fun, leave a comment down below, and we'll see you on the next one. See ya.